विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादिशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रजजन रंजन यमुना तीरवनचारी। राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रजजन रंजन यमुना तीरवनचारी। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय निताय जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा जय बालगोपाल जय बालगोपाल जय बालगोपाल जय बालगोपाल जय जय प्रभुपाद गुरुदेव निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। कृष्णोत्तीर्तन गान नर्तन परौ प्रेमामृताम्बोनिधि धीर धीर जना प्रियौ प्रियकरौ निर्मत्सरौ पूजितौ श्रीचैतन्य कृपाभरौ भुवि भुवो भारावहन्तारकौ वन्दे रूपसनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीवगोपालकौ नानाशास्त्रविचारणैकनिपुणौ सधर्म संस्थापकौ लोकानां हितकारिणौ त्रिभुवने मान्यौ शरण्याकरौ राधा कृष्ण पदारविन्दभजना नन्देन मट्टालिकौ वन्दे रूपसनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीवगोपालकौ श्रीगौराङ्गगुणानुवर्णनविधौ श्रद्धा समृद्वन्वितौ पापोतापनिकृन्तनौ तनुव्रता गोविन्दगानामृतये आनन्दाम्बुधिवर्धनैकनिपुणौ कैवल्यनिस्तारकौ वन्दे रूपसनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीवगोपालकौ त्यक्त्वा पूर्णमशेषमण्डलपतिम् श्रेणुकदातु च वात् भूत्वा दीनगणेशकौ करुणया कौ दीनकण्ठाश्रितौ कोऽपि भावरसामृताब्धिलहरी कल्लोलमग्नौ मुहुः वन्दे रूपसनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीवगोपालकौ कोकिलहंससारसगणा कीर्णे मयूराकुले नानारत्ननिबद्धमूलवितपा श्रीयुक्तवृन्दावने राधाकृष्णमहर्निशं प्रभजतौ जीवार्तदौ यौ मुधा वन्दे रूपसनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीवगोपालकौ सङ्ख्यापूर्वगुणामगाननतिभिः कालावसानीकृतौ निराहारविहारकादिविदितौ राजन्तदीनौ च यौ राधाकृष्णगुणस्मृतेर्मधुरिमा नन्देन सम्मोहितौ वन्दे रूपसनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीवगोपालकौ राधाकुण्डतटे कलिन्दतनया तीरे च वंशीवटे प्रेमोन्मादवशादशेषदशया ग्रस्तौ प्रमत्तौ सदा गायन्तौ च कदा हरेर्गुणवरम् भावाभिभूतौ मुदा वन्दे रूपसनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीवगोपालकौ हे राधे व्रजदेविके च ललिते हे नन्दसूनुकुतः श्रीगोवर्धनकल्पपादपटले कालिन्दीवनिकुतः घोषन्ताविति सर्वतो व्रजपुरे महाविबलौ वन्दे रूपसनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीवगोपालकौ वन्दे रूपसनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीवगोपालकौ वन्दे रूपसनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीवगोपालकौ वन्दे रूपसनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीवगोपालकौ. Hare Krishna. Thank you all for joining in for the NOD session this morning. Today we are going to continue with Mananam, meditation. We saw Shravanam, then we saw Smaranam. Right? Today we will continue with Mananam, and finally His Grace Prematatta Gaura Prabhu will also conclude and summarize chapter number 10 for us, Nectar of Devotion. So we are, as part of the Bhakti Shastri program, we covered only the 19 chapters of Nectar of Devotion. So beyond that, very, very esoteric topics, which is, even this we cannot comprehend. That will be like going over our head. So we'll be touching upon till the 19th chapter overview. in our NOD sessions. So today we're going to complete chapter number 10. So 50% we have crossed. Especially those who have been very regular in all of these sessions. My sincere gratitude to all of you. Thank you for joining us every day. So I would like to hand over to Prema Datta Gaura Prabhu. Let us welcome Prabhu by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you so much. Over to you, Prabhu. Dandavat pranams. Prabhu, you need to unmute yourself, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sorry, I am not well. And I wanted to give this class to somebody because I was down with fever from past couple of days and change of weather. So, but then I saw somebody else also in Srimad Bhagavatam class, somebody else was not well. So I thought it is going to be a pressure on the organizers. So, all right, I'll do whatever best I can. So we'll go with Jai Radha Madhav. I'll play Mridangam and with the statutory warning that I am not a Mridangam player. So whenever I play Mridangam, it's on the risk of the devotees if they really, want to if they really get that transcendental vibration. But as Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada says, is that intent is more important than presentation as well sometimes. You may not present it very well, but your intent is what matters. So with that intention, I will Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihar. Is everybody able to hear my mridangam and my voice clearly?
Yes, absolutely.
Nice, thank you. Otherwise, it happens that I start and then somebody tells me, Prabhu, maza nahi aaya. Then gone. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihar Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihar Jaya Gopi Janna Vallabha Jaya Girivara Hari Jaya Jaya Girivara Hari Jaya Gopi Janna Vallabha Jaya Girivara Hari Jaya Girivara Yashodanandan Rajajanaran Yashodanandan Rajajanaran Yamuna Tira Manachar Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya. Jaya Radha, Hari Radha, Hari Radha, Govind Radha, Govind Radha, Radha, Madan Mohan Radha, Madan Mohan Radha, Hari Radha, Hari Radha, Radhe, 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 Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Radhe, Jai Shri Radhe, 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 Go, Radhe, 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 Govind Radhe, 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 Govind Radhe, 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 Govind Govind Bolo Hari Gopal Bolo, Govind Bolo Hari Gopal Bolo, Adar, Jagannath Swami, Jarvalade, Subhadramai, Jaya Sudarshana, Jagannath Swami, Jagannath Jagannatha Swami, Jagannath Swami, Jagannath Swami, Baba Tumi, Jagannath Swami, Jai Abela, Jai Abela, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय श्री प्रभुपाद गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल all glories to assembled devotees all glories to assembled devotees all glories to Shri Guru Hari Shila Prabhupada ki jai. नाम संकीर्तन की जय. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः. श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरु वैष्णवं श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सागना रघुनाथं वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसाहितं श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पदान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितं च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी विष्णुभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणम् सवेरमण कृष्णा पदरविन्दयो सवेरमणः कृष्णा पदरविन्दयो श्रीमती राधा रानी की जय शिला प्रभुपाद की जय I would like to present this class uh, as an offering to my Guru Maharaj as a flower on his lotus feet. We are doing Nectar of Devotions. I hope while singing Mridangam and now I am giving class, everything was okay or there was some issue? I saw some message, some devotee writing, everything seems to be okay. So just wanted to confirm.
Yes, now it is okay.
Oh, so with Mridangam, while voice was not good?
Your Kirtan voice was coming, but Mridanga voice we were unable to hear. Means I was unable to hear, but your voice was able to hear.
Who is it? I'm surprised. I mean, nobody was able to hear Mridangam? Of course, if you're not.
Yes, Prabhuji.
We heard Prabhuji, but it was very low, Prabhuji.
Yeah, voice break was.
Voice was good, but Mridangam was low. No problem. So okay, it's okay. What do I do? That shows I should surrender more. All right, so we are reading Nectar of Devotion. Some Mataji can just share or Prabhuji can share the screen and take to the first point. I think it is from the meditation point. There's a heading by name known as meditation. So would somebody like to share the screen? Because I am in mobile, I don't know how will I share. But if that is possible, but better if some devotee can share, then we can read also together. Is
I'll
somebody
share.
share?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'll
ma'am.
share.
All right, no problem. All right, so techniques of hearing and remembering is chapter 10, and I have been asked to speak on Mananam meditation and summarize this. So I would give a class in such a way that I just summarize the entire chapter and then we'll read the pastime of a Brahmana, which is mentioned in the ending. So So, to understand the essence of devotion in this effort, Nectar of Devotion suggests us the clarity onto, what exactly needs to be heard, what exactly needs to be meditated or remembered, and then what exactly one should remember and try to contemplate upon. So, subject matter is Krishna and the Krishna Prem. The expectation of Krishna from us is to reciprocate within various energies of material world, taking away us away from him. And he has purposefully created such such a material world that it is hard to meditate on the reality, because you are surrounded by superficialness and artificiality around all around you and us. So it is very difficult to know what to be heard, and we all know we should hear about Krishna. It is said that ya ya katha bhagvatah kathniyo aru karmanah guna karma shaya kumbhi sansevasta bushubhi bushushu bubhu shubhi. So it is said that there are all the souls who are produced from a perfect being known as Krishna. So all the souls have a nature to tend towards perfection naturally, because we are made by a perfect being known as Krishna, who is supreme, and he has the tendency to be always be perfect. He is the epitome of perfection, because the concept of perfection is coming out of him. So all those who are desirous to achieve complete perfection in their life, they must submissively hear all topics. What are those topics? Katha Bhagvatah means Bhagavad Katha. The topics about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And those who are desirous of achieving complete perfection in life must submissively hear all topics of Supreme Personality of Godhead. And those topics are connected with the transcendental activities and qualities of the Personality of Godhead, who acts wonderfully. So this chapter, first point summary is, we must hear Bhagavad Katha Bhagavata. Katha Anyor Karmana. And whatever is spoken about him is wonderful, because they are above the perfect, above the gunas. You cannot really tell the activities about Krishna, they are good or bad. They are beyond good and bad. And that is why he is known as Supreme. And all those who, okay, friends, just give me 1 second, because my mother is in hospital because of cancer and the hospital is calling me. Just give me 30 seconds, please. Just please give me 30 seconds.
Okay, we just do Kirtan until Prabhu comes back. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Sorry, Mataji. Sorry, I'm back. My mother PET scan is there tomorrow. So the hospital had called me. They have just visited and they wanted some test reports. Sorry about that.
Hare
Sorry.
Krishna Prabhu. Thank you.
Sorry, I completely got distracted and I could not avoid this call because you know the valid reasons.
No problem at all, Prabhu. I mean, we are grateful that, in spite of being unwell, also you decided to take the class today. Very grateful to you, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
No problem. So, okay, I completely lost track where I was.
Prabhu, you were explaining about meditation on the activities of the Lord.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but I just lost my complete focus. As you know, when we give class, there is a thought which comes and it just comes by Krishna's mercy. And anyway, so you are right. So Krishna's transcendental activities are beyond this jurisdiction of good or bad. So this chapter is summarized about hearing about this personality. But hearing are just the sound vibrations. Bhanu Maharaj was once upon a time telling in the class, this couple of, in fact, he carries a PowerPoint in which he talks about every structure, even last Sunday when I was hearing from Bhima Prabhuji, a Prabhupada disciple, I had a privilege to associate with him very closely this Sunday. And so he was giving one very nice point that anything and everything in Krishna's creation is so wonderful that when you see the snowfall, all the snow particles have a different shape. No two falling snow particles have the same shape, and every snow particle is unique and has a definite structure. It's not like you will ever see anything in Krishna's creation without a structure, and it has a lot of deep meanings. Even if you take the bark of a tree and cut it in the half, you will see a structure in the tree itself. And sometimes people see and try to take the shankha symbol and all this. That can also be noted. But there is always a structure. So the activities of the Lord are to be heard because this chapter tells us because we cannot see God. In fact, we don't have the power to see God in this current situation. Arjun was also facing the same problem. But what did he do? What did he do? He surrendered to Krishna, and Krishna gave him the power, Divya Chakshu, to see what it is, the reality. So it is not unknown reality to Arjuna. So where the reality is not unknown to you, me, and any one of us sitting here. Everybody knows the reality. But we all are in a forgetful stage. So to revive that remembrance, to revive whatever we know, this is what is happening. So we hear to remember what we have forgotten. So we hear about Krishna to remember about Krishna. We have forgotten Krishna. In fact, because of our desires to associate with material nature, we know Krishna. Like Bhima Prabhuji was saying, you are Krishna conscious already. You don't have, nobody can make you Krishna. You are Krishna conscious. It has to be searched within. Krishna consciousness has to be brought out. It cannot be taken from outside and eaten. It is, we are Kasturi Mrig. We are already stagnating, or the Krishna consciousness is just coming out of us. It's oozing. We are made of Krishna consciousness. If a sweet says, I am no different than milk, or sorry, I am different than milk, how can you say that? Or paneer, or yogurt, can they say, or curd, can they say that I am not dependent on milk? Then how will you get the yogurt? Shrikhand, or Rasagulla, they are all made up of milk, sweet milk, sweet kheer, chawal ki kheer. How can chawal ki kheer says that I don't know milk? How is it possible? Chawal ki kheer knows milk. Paneer knows milk. So we are products of Krishna. We know Krishna. How can we say we don't know Krishna? So the question is not about we know or we don't know Krishna. We always know Krishna, but we don't know that we know Krishna. That's the. So this chapter tells us that you should hear Krishna to remember Krishna. Now, between this hearing and remembering Krishna, there is one very important fact, which is known as mercy of the Lord. If that mercy is not there, till that time you cannot remember Krishna, although you may hear about Krishna. How many people in India who are currently not devoted to Krishna, don't they know about Krishna? Do they not know about Krishna? Can they say that they don't know Krishna? They will say, in fact, they will say 100 bad things about Krishna. Just go online and ask, Krishna is bad. You will get 100 links, people putting so many bad things about Krishna. In fact, what internet is bad about the most purest thing, you will find the worst points about that purest thing. Because anybody can pour his mind into it, upload some web pages. And what to talk about nowadays, there are tools like Quora, social medias, where people put a lot of comments, and all that, what they put from their mind is very important, because they put whatever is very, very important, because they put garbage over. Now, why it is important, even if they are putting garbage, is because they are speaking their mind. And so they know that who Krishna is. They at times hear Krishna's songs in the form of disgracing the Mahamantra. One film which is well known, that personality created a movie and he made the Mahamantra look as if, people are smoking and taking all sorts of abusive substances. But that song, and they wear scantily clothes, woman wears scantily clothes. And then they sing about Krishna's name. Now, what is that? That means that they know Krishna. That's why these songs are being created. But they don't know. They really don't know that they are Krishna conscious. So they make such movies and such songs in very less clothes. Ladies are dancing, and gents are dancing in that. And they feel they are very cool. In fact, they are very cool. They are supposed to be cool because they are children of Krishna. And in fact, that is one reason why Krishna permits them to do that. Otherwise, who can violate Krishna? We are Krishna's children. That is why we are able to violate Krishna. Like a wonderful father He just accepts our various desires, and that is why so much of variety in this creation. So you can hear about Krishna, but you cannot remember him because of one big factor, which is Lord's mercy. So one must expect Lord's mercy to fall on him, her, to remember Krishna properly. And if you really want to have Lord's mercy, then become Lord's instrument in serving. And how you serve Lord? Since Lord doesn't come directly in front of us, you cannot serve him directly. You can't go and massage Krishna's feet and Radharani's feet. Can anybody go here? Even if you want, you cannot. Because it's not that Krishna cannot come in front of us and make us see, like how he did Arjuna. He drove a chariot for him. He could have done that for us as well. He doesn't do that. Reason behind is that he expects us to serve in his plan. There is a plan which is moving around in this world. Nothing happens without his plan. And the problem is to understand his plan. So we cannot understand his plan till the time we don't surrender and be his instrument in serving. Then we can. Before that, it is not possible. Like Mataji just told me, I am happy, Prabhuji, thank you for serving. At least you are not well and mother like that. It's okay. What to do? There are two more problems or one more problem. If I tell you, you will feel, oh, how are you sitting here? You should have been addressing them. What is the point? Because I am seeing problems are not ending. And when I was almost giving up that I will write to our coordinator Mataji, who's I think single-handedly running these groups. Awesome. She's just an awesome personality. Today also she's gone. Everywhere she's doing these things. So wonderful. So I was thinking, but then I felt I don't want to quit. I want to do. Of course, if it would have been really impossible for me, I am not some superhuman that it's okay. I said, no, I'll try to do it. So this is just being instrument in the hands of Lord, thinking that one day Lord will reciprocate by making me remembering him. So Krishna's mercy is needed to remember him. It is said that when you really get into devotion and you are constantly working in your life and you are also working for Krishna, then we grihasthas who don't stay in the temple. Now, there are personalities who stay in the temple all the time. I know some devotees personally. They are saffron. They are old, but they are young also, some people. And they stay in the temple and they do temple activities most of the time. For them, remembering Krishna is easy. Even if they forget Krishna within that environment, thinking about the personal life, still they are within the temple. So some or the other, they get remembrance automatically. Although they claim that sometimes separation, sometimes familiarity breeds contempt, staying in the temple all the time. Our nature and behavior becomes a little hard on devotees and Krishna. Some devotees who stay continuously in that environment, they have told me this, that Prabhuji, sometimes we feel we start taking Krishna for granted. So the problems are there as well. But still, I feel those are very small problems we grihasthas are facing who don't have. We have to work in several directions. So it is said, Purvana yatra karmani bhagavad shikshaya sakrit granati gunanamami krishnasya anusmaranti cha. Basically, We are all bounded by duties to be performed. You just cannot drop anything and everything in this world and say that you are free of those activities. You cannot even stop feeding your own self. Not possible. Not possible. So you cannot avoid your duties. And the word duty in itself says that you are duty bound, you are dutiful, and you are duty conscious. The duty is something which in Maya are some of the duties which we create are really valid, like sustaining your own self. But some of the duties we multiply. I'll give you an example. And I may be very hard, but I feel before I close my eyes from this world, I must speak what I'm realizing. Some may agree, some may not agree. But unless you don't share what you have understood, then how others will judge, how Krishna will judge whether you really knew the right thing. So you have to share your heart to others. Then you will be able to gauge yourself from the feedback of it. See, we sometimes create our own problems. I know one of my relatives, in the want of a male child, in a want of a male child, my relative produced 5 children and all are ladies. 2 of them got married and 3 of them are pending and all the 3 are overaged. And they are okay to do it. Just for a want of a desire of having a male child so that that child, because all the ladies generally get married. I don't want to get into this very difficult topics, but I just want to tell you, if you go and ask them, oh, it's my duty to feed my 5 girl childs. But who tells him or her, that parent, in the want of a male child, you produce 5 children? One child nowadays, or just 40 years back, they started producing. I don't think so inflation was that a big problem, but it was not that easy that time as well. As difficult it is for us to survive in this world, 40 years back also was not so easy. The money was not flowing from the sky. You don't climb the tree and get money. In fact, nowadays, at least, there are so many ways of earning money. At times, there were not many ways of earning. So this is not a worthy kind of duty what he has created for himself. And now he's almost on the verge of, I think he cannot, in his lifetime, cannot get all these 3 girls married. He doesn't have money. And doesn't have age. And he keeps calling my mother, or my relative calls my mother and weeps, and my mother weeps as well. And one day I saw this weeping business and I said, she has done this mistake. Who told her to produce 5 children? You will feel. This is a practical example. Generally, we don't blame anybody. पर समझदार को इशारा काफी है भाई. बैल के सामने खड़े हो जाओगे, ट्रक के सामने खड़े हो जाओगे तो ट्रक मारेगा नहीं तो क्या तुम्हारे को पुचकारेगा? If you stand in front of the truck coming on the highway, what it will do? It will kill you. You go and stand in front of a speed train, what will it do? It will cut you. A falling tree, you go below the falling tree, what will happen? The tree will come and give you hugs. It will give you a hug of death. So to own one, to each one. To each one, to own one. So everybody is for their own. Krishna has given intelligence. As a husband, wife, what decision you take? So these are the performing duties. So to come back to the point of duties, I brought this very important. We should not put stupid work and call them as duties. Produce more children than what you can survive with. And at the same time, don't take that kind of job which just takes away all your time for Krishna consciousness. That's also not good. You have money, so much money. I know a person who is a haircut fellow. His haircut shop was going very well. Earn money. He invested in one land, second land, third land, fourth land, fifth land, sixth land. Like that, 10, 11 lands he purchased. So automatically it came into my mind that, अरे कुछ जमीन दूसरों के लिए भी छोड़ दो. Leave some land for others. क्या करोगे खाके? 2 बच्चे हैं, उनको कितना लैंड दोगे? लैंड खाओगे क्या? Will you eat those properties? 1 house, 2 house, 3 house, will you eat those properties? What happened? 1 year after I made this statement, again I went somehow, some shop was closed, I went to get a haircut, and then his shop was already sold. And I said, where is the owner of the shop? He said, the 11th land which he purchased got under litigation. And he suffered like anything. And he lost in the bargain, in the court case, 3 more lands. And then he lost his life, he's dead, and his wife has sold the property. Hari bol. Very intelligent person. So we devotees have to learn from these things. Don't do this mistake. Don't lose yourself for money. It's important. Money is important. Onshores are important. Going to US is important. Earning dollars is important. But losing your own self and your culture and then gaining anything is useless. So what to do to protect that? The protection comes from the point that Kurvana yatra karmani bhagavad shikshaya sakrit granati gunak namani krishnasi anusmaranti cha. Whatever you do, you constantly remember him and evaluate what you are doing. His names, his pastimes, his qualities, whose names. This chapter is telling, hear about Krishna, Krishna's pastime. Connect to Krishna, remember Krishna, and expect his mercy. So, to hear about Krishna, expect his mercy to fall upon you, and remembrance. Who is the object of hearing? Who is the object from whom we expect mercy? And who is the object of meditation? Is what it is explained here in the word, in the topic, meditation. So let's begin the class now. It is said, Kirtanaya tirtha yashasam punya shloka yashaskaranam. Kirtanaya tirtha yashasam punya shloka yashasakaram. Dhayed devam samagranamam. Dhayayed devam samagranamam. Granagam yavanna chavate mana. Yavanna chavate manah. Meditation. Manana, remembering. The object of meditation. So now I would request somebody to read the first paragraph, which begins, to meditate means to engage the mind. You can take.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, you can read first two paragraphs. Now we are beginning class.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna. I would request devotees to please raise your hands. After Krishnamurti Prabhu, other devotees also can read. Hare Krishna. Please go ahead.
And how long class started at around 11? How long I have more time?
We need to end by 12:15, Prabhu. We have another 20 minutes.
Okay.
Shall I read, Mataji?
Yes, yes. Go ahead, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. To meditate means to engage the mind in thinking of the form of the Lord, the qualities of the Lord, the activities of the Lord, and the service of the Lord. Meditation does not mean anything impersonal or wide. According to Vedic literature, meditation is always on the form of Vishnu. Shall I read next? Para
But
Mataji.
before you read, I want to explain something.
Please, okay, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
But you stay there. You can read the next paragraph also. You are reading very nicely. So, Kirtana Tirtha Yashasam. So, Lord is to be, Lord's Kirtan should be done. Why? Because he's worth being sung. And when you sing Krishna's glories, it will enhance your glories, although you don't intend to do that. It is like you take the soap in your hand and try to give bath to your child. The mother takes the soap in the hand and puts on the head or shampoo on the head of the child or young child in her. What happens? In the process of cleaning the child, whose hands are getting cleaned? Can somebody tell me?
Mother's hand, Prabhuji.
Whose hands are getting cleaned?
Mother's hand.
Rest everyone are sleeping because सोवत है वो खोवत है जो जागत है वो पावत है तो जाओ जीव जागो जीव जागो. Please use these classes very attentively. No problem. Thank you, Prabhuji. So Krishna's glory are, while you sing Krishna's glory, is like washing your own child or anything you wash utensils. Then your hands become white because they also become pure because you are using the soap while you are washing the utensils. In the end, your hands also get clean, although the soaps are very acidic, so sometimes you put some other soap in the end, if you have really practiced that. If none of us have ever washed utensils, please go and wash. I know a couple of my friends who have never, they make the servants do everything. Don't do that. Become your own servant. Wash your own utensils. It teaches you a lot. Don't be a mother who puts their children to somebody's ayamma's hand. I know some of my friends and relatives who have four ayammas and 2 children. In the gap of 1 year, they produce 2 children and 4 ayammas, 2, 1 for 2. That way you can produce 100 children if you have 100 ayammas. बड़ा आसान है माँ बाप बनना भैया, नौकर रखो और 50 बच्चे पैदा करो. People are doing. They have nannies, they call nannies. All film stars, they do that. Then when will you get experience of washing your own child or taking care of a child? So, somewhere similar, you should not pay and hear the glories of the Lord. You should yourself sing the glories of the Lord, be purified. One should therefore sing shlokas, punya shloka, yashasakaram. And then you should meditate on Krishna. One should meditate on the eternal form of the Lord until the mind becomes fixed. Dhyayed devam samag grangam. One should meditate on the Lord, his activities, and continue serving the Lord till the time you don't feel like doing any other activity other than the Lord himself, his activities. I have noticed His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. He has 3,000 Saligram Shilas. If I'm not wrong, some his disciple told me. And I've seen a video where he washes very diligently all the Shaligram Shilas with his own hands, washes them, gives Abhishekam to them, and takes 3 hours every day. And it's his disciples, they see him doing this activity, they feel so nice. That's what it means. Dhyayeda devam samagranam. Fixed. Do the activity for Krishna till the time you're completely. So you can see Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj washing this telegrams. You feel he does not remember anything else other than. If we can get 5% or 2% or 0.5%, that kind of meditation in our activity when we are doing this is the essence. That is the time when we will say our mind is fixed. Otherwise, the mind just goes away and it has to be brought. So, Prabhuji, read the second line, second paragraph.
In the Narsimha Purana, there is a statement about meditation on the form of the Lord. It is said there, meditation focusing on the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead has been accepted as transcendental and beyond the experience of material pain and pleasure. By such meditation, even one who is grossly miscreant can be delivered from the sinful reactions of his life. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Very good. Somebody else can just leave, can read the next paragraph.
Hare
We'll
Krishna.
quickly.
Hare Pranam,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Yes.
Shobha Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Dandatram, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In the Vishnu Dharma, there is a statement about meditation on the transcendental qualities of the Lord. It is said, person who are constantly engaged in Krishna consciousness and who remembers the transcendental qualities of the Lord become free from all reactions to sinful activities, and after being so cleansed, they become fit to enter into the kingdom of God. In other words, no one can enter into the kingdom of God without being free from all sinful reactions. One can avoid sinful reactions simply by remembering the Lord's form, qualities, pastimes, etc. Hare Krishna, Dandat Pranam Prabhuji, Hari Bol.
Next devotee. Now there is a story of a Brahmana. Let's complete this entire story. Somebody who can read little fast, but
Shall
we
I
have
read
few
from-
minutes.
When I read,
Yes,
in
yes.
some of the Puranas, the evidence is given that if someone is simply meditating on devotional activities, he has achieved the desired result and has seen face to face the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In this connection, there is a story in the Brahma Vaivarta Puran that in the city of Pratishthan, Pura in South India, there was once a Brahman who was not a very well-to-do, but who was nevertheless satisfied in himself, thinking that his past deeds and by the desire of Krishna that he did not get sufficient money and opulence. So he was not at all sorry for his poor material position, and he used to live very peacefully. He was very open-hearted, and sometimes he went to hear some lectures delivered by great realized souls. At one such meeting, where he was very faithfully hearing about Vaishnava activities, he was informed that these activities can be performed even by meditation. Uh, even by meditation. In other words, if a person is unable to actually perform Vaishnava activities physically, he can meditate upon the Vaishnava activities and thereby acquire all of the same results. Because the Brahmana was not very well to do financially, he decided that he would simply meditate on grand royal devotional activities, and he began this business thus. Hare Krishna.
Okay,
Shall I
I'll
read?
read. Sometimes he would take his bath in the river Godavari. After taking his bath, he would sit in a secluded place on the bank of the river, and by practicing the yoga exercises of pranayama, usual breathing exercises, he would concentrate his mind. These breathing exercises are meant to mechanically fix the mind upon a particular subject. That is the result of the breathing exercises and also the different sitting postures of yoga. Formerly, even ordinary persons used to know how to fix the mind upon the remembrance of the Lord, and so the Brahmana was doing this. When he had fixed the form of the Lord in his mind, he began to imagine in his meditations that he was dressing the Lord very nicely in costly clothing with ornaments, helmets, and other paraphernalia. Then he offered his respectful obeisances by bowing down before the Lord. After finishing the dressing, he began to imagine that he was cleaning the temple very nicely. After cleansing the temple, he imagined that he had many water jugs made of gold and silver, and he took all those jugs to the river and filled them with the holy water. Not only did he collect water from the Godavari, but he collected from the Ganges, Yamuna, Narmada, and Kaveri. Generally, a Vaishnava, while worshipping the Lord, collects water from all of these rivers by mantra chanting. This Brahmana, instead of chanting some mantra, imagined that he was physically securing water from all these rivers in golden and silver water pots. Then he collected all kinds of paraphernalia of worship: flowers, fruits, incense, and sandalwood pulp. He collected everything to place before the deity. All these waters, flowers, and scented articles were then very nicely offered to the deities for their satisfaction. Then he offered arati, and with the regulative principles, he finished all these activities in the correct worshipping method. Okay. Sudha Mataji, you want to read the last section? Need to be fast, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Yes.
He would daily execute similar performances as his routine work, and he continued to do so for many, many years. Then one day, the Brahmana imagined in his meditations that he had prepared some sweet rice with milk and sugar and offered the preparation to the deity. However, he was not very satisfied with the offering because the sweet rice had been prepared recently and it was still very hot. This preparation, sweet rice, should not be taken hot. The cooler the sweet rice, the better is its taste. So, because the sweet rice had been prepared by the Brahmana very recently, he wanted to touch it so that he could know whether it was fit for eating by the Lord. As soon as he touched the sweet rice pot with his finger, he immediately was burnt by the heat of the pot. In this way, his meditation broke. Now, when he looked at his finger, he saw that it was burnt, and he was wondering in astonishment how this could have happened. Because he was simply meditating on touching the hot, sweet rice, he never thought that his finger would actually become burnt. While he was thinking like this in Vaikuntha, Lord Narayana, seated with the goddess of fortune Lakshmi, began to smile humorously. On seeing the smiling of the Lord, all the goddesses of fortune attending the Lord became very curious and asked Lord Narayana why he was smiling. The Lord, however, did not reply to their inquisitiveness, but instead immediately sent for the Brahmana. An airplane sent from Vaikuntha immediately brought the Brahmana into Lord Narayana's presence. When the Brahmana was thus present before the Lord and the goddess of fortune, the Lord
Mataji,
explained the
thank you.
whole.
This is the last paragraph, so I'll request Snigdha Mataji to continue. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji. When the
But the Brahmana was thus, yeah, thank you.
When the Brahmana was thus present before the Lord and the goddess of the fortune, the Lord explained the whole story. The Brahmana was then fortunate enough to get an eternal place in Vaikuntha in the association of the Lord and his Lakshmi. This shows how the Lord is all pervading, in spite of his being locally situated in his abode. Although the Lord was present in Vaikuntha, he was present also in the heart of the Brahmana when he was meditating on the worshipping process. Thus, we can understand that things offered by the devotees, even in meditation, are accepted by the Lord and they help one achieve the desired result. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol. So I think this chapter 10, we have read completely. Techniques of hearing and remembering. And we have done a summary also that we should hear, we should remember, but in between, we can only do these two processes successfully if we have mercy of Krishna. And for the mercy of Krishna, we need to be in constant service of him. So try to make sure that whichever country, nation, place, village you are, please try to see the closest ISKCON temple you can find out and spend at least 15 minutes to half an hour to 1 hour. If not on daily basis, at least one Sunday, you should give some 4 or 5 hours. Go there, clean the temple, go there, take care of the mic system, go there, wash some utensils, go to ISKCON temples to observe deities, go to ISKCON temple to talk to the temple president to see how you can assist him in growing the temples. Go to the temple because you can talk to the neighbors, invite them, welcome them, give them some prasadam. Go and meet devotees. Go and associate with devotees. When you meet devotees, you get blessings. Attend darshanarti. So I always say, when you go to any ISKCON temple, there should be Mangalarti being doing at 5. If you miss that Mangalarti, you can go at around 7 or 7:30, 7:45. These are various times. And do darshanarti. If you miss darshanarti, you can attend at 8 o'clock, 8:30, depending on any ISKCON temple morning programs. You can attend Bhag. If you miss that Bhagavatam program, then around 10, 10:30 in any temple of ISKCON, at least in India. Abroad, generally it happens in evenings, I have seen. Not necessary, but yes, most of the time. You can, if you miss those Bhagavatam, attend some announcements and Kirtan at around 11, then have prasad. If you miss prasadam, go in the evening at around 5:30, you will see Tulsi Aarti and other Aartis being done. Then there will be some Bhagavad class in whichever language, local language of that city, place. Attend that Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita class, or any presentation, anything. Stand near the book distribution stall and try to observe the whole temple. That observation also is good. Don't try to find mistakes in the temple. If you see any mistake, rectify it. Don't wait on others to tell you what is a service in the temple. Go and do something. Don't wait for service to come to you. Don't stand like this in the temple. कोई बुलाएगा तो करूंगा सेवा, नहीं तो खाऊंगा मेवा. No, don't do that. You have very less time. Go and serve Krishna. Go and take prasadam. If you miss 5:30 and Bhagavad class at around 7, then don't miss Shayanarti. If you miss Shayanarti also, don't miss the winding up of the temples. After every program, there is a winding up. Go and fold the mats, put the chairs into the place. There are a lot of flowers scattered in the ISKCON temples. Go and gather them, put them in the place where they should be. Take some broom, go and wipe that out. They throw, that arghya water on everybody's forehead. That water falls down. Go and put the broom, or whatever, right? That pocha. I don't know what they call in pocha in English. Poor fund of knowledge.
Mopping.
Mopping. English is not my first language, I always say. So mop it. Then see that mopping is done. See some cobwebs are there, cobwebs or whatever you call, makdi ka jal. To nahi hai. See the windows are clean in the temple or not. Go and clean them. Gundicha maar li. Go and see if some tube light is failing in the temple. You don't have to wait for the management to change the tube light. Bring one tube light from the home and put it. Some bulb is fused. Go and put some LED bulb. 50, 60, 100 rupees bulb. Go and talk to neighbors. Gift them something. 15 rupees, 10 rupees, 20 rupees Prabhupada introduction books. 51 books Prabhupada wrote. All the books except Krishna and some books, Hare Krishna Challenge, all these comes with 40, 50, 60 rupees. $1, $2, $50, I don't know. Go and gift it to somebody. But go to temple. With these words, if you do this, spend at least 6 hours of your life in a week to Krishna, apart these classes. You have to get out of your comfort zone. If you stay in your comfort zone, things will not work out. We will be swayed. Eventually, mam vardamanu vardanto manushya parth sarvasha. Eventually, Krishna will make us fall on his path. But you fall before he makes you fall. You just go in the path. He doesn't have to bother for you. And once you come to the temple, you will see Krishna always taking care of new devotees first. Don't feel left out. Yeah, now you know the truth. He doesn't have to show some movie trailer to you. So all good days will go away. It appears to be. right? If you are an obedient child of your parents, the parents will think least about you. But inside their heart, they will think the most about you. It will appear they are thinking least about you, but in their heart, they think the most about, and they depend upon that child who listens to them, who takes care of them in the world. So this Krishna consciousness is a very practical thing. It is not phantasmagoria. It's not something fantasy or we phantomize something. It's pure reality. With these words, I would like to end this session by saying, Om Tat Sat, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanand. Hare
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Very wonderful session, Prabhu. In spite of not so very good situation, you decided to take the class. Very grateful to you. Let us all chant one time the Panchatattva mantra and 3 times Hare Krishna
You
Mahamantra.
also do that. You also do that. I have seen you always helping everyone, always writing messages, making sure these classes end. So you are also. I'm getting inspired by you.
Thank you, Prabhu, for your kind words of encouragement, Prabhu. So we'll chant one time the Panchatattva mantra and 3 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra for Prabhuji to come back to his good health and also for Prabhuji's mother. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu
Chaitanya
Nityananda
Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Thank you, Hari Bol.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Gurudev ki
Jai.
Hare Krishna. So we don't have time for question answers today. So if the devotees have any questions, you may post it in the group.
It's a very small question, Mataji. It's a very small question. Means, does Krishna chooses us to become Krishna consciousness, or we come in Krishna consciousness by our means it is Krishna's arrangement that we come in Krishna consciousness, or we like it is like vice versa. Like means we come to Krishna consciousness, or Krishna chooses us to come to Krishna consciousness. Like that's my question.
You are always Krishna conscious. You heard what I told in the class, and I'm not saying this. This is a fact. You are Krishna conscious. There is no choice of not being Krishna conscious. What your question can be, that is the time when I am reviving my Krishna conscious. You are Krishna conscious, so you are clear, Prabhuji. Ek bote, you are Veer Bhatte Prabhu, right?
Yes.
You are Krishna conscious. There is no time when you are chosen to be Krishna. You are born Krishna conscious, eternally, even in this material. Only thing is, because we have so many desires that separate us from Krishna, Krishna waits for that opportune time when your desires are now quenched. The thirst is quenched to stay away from Krishna. Your desire to enjoy in separation of Krishna, when it ends and you have been beaten by Maya Devi very royally, left and right, like this and like this and like this and like this. And when you are flat completely with millions of lives, you have exhausted yourself and you have enjoyed your life and learned, you have burnt your fingers, burnt your heart, burnt your mind, burnt your body several times. You have understood that nothing, no juice coming out from this fellow. And that fellow has realized no juice is coming out from the material world. It's the time when Krishna selects you. Ab ho gaya na, ab to chalo, kitna enjoy karoge? Go back to the place where you are.
Okay. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. So thank you, Premadatta God Prabhu. Very wonderful session. We also thank all the devotees for joining us every day for this Nectar of Devotion sessions. We'll meet you tomorrow morning at 10:55 a.m. as we start with chapter number 11 of Nectar of Devotion. Thank you, dear devotees. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Srila Gurudev ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Prabhu, can we end the session, Prabhu? With your permission?
Yes, Mataji. Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you very much.
Pranams to all.